Ooh, this one proper shit me up. The Anomalous Archives is a 2024 horror anthology film that blends aspects of found footage, analogue horror, Lovecraftian and kaiju-centric media like Godzilla, Ultraman and Gamera, and some other stuff that I can't really explain. Which even as a description is a lot to take in. I'm already confused and confounded before we've even started, but that's a great way to go into a horror film. And it's part of this one's particular charm. The film follows the estranged son of the mysterious James Webb as he goes through his father's belongings and discovers that his dad was working for a mysterious organisation known as the Wisconsin Anomaly Monitoring Division. Spooky. I know I've said that this proper shit me up, but when I say that I don't mean it in a conventional sense that like a jump scare sort of film might make, or something like The Descent or The Visit or That Thing in the Jungle.
So sexy it hurts.
The sort where you're sort of making cake in the moment while you're watching it, but as soon as the credits roll you can go off and you can get back to whatever you were doing before and forget about it. No, this is one of those that gets under your skin and keeps lingering there for days, like a strange itch or something. Something that you can't leave alone, you have to keep going back to, like, what is that? Why is that there?
Oh, God!
And like I said before, it's the different kinds of horror and the different modes or the ways of addressing horror that this experiments with. That and it's these different stories that are sort of connected, but they're not really connected, but they're connected by the location. But for you, that location is just sort of the duration of the film.
We're thrilled to announce to you the Wisconsin Anomaly Monitoring Division.
It just becomes this sort of weirdness that you're vibing with, and that's what lingers with you afterwards, is that feeling that it's creating. A really confounding sort of, why?
I grew up on a farm that ended up getting taken over by Bessie.
Like there's sections where there's something on camera or there's something threatening to appear on camera, and but the footage is so low res that you can't really make it out, so there's like pixels coming in and out and there's darkness in the corner and stuff like that, and you're looking the whole time, and then even if something does come onto screen it's still so pixelated that you can't quite make it out properly. So your brain fills in the gaps and turns those pixels into something like far more horrific than the man in a bear suit that it probably is. And I think it's a far more effective horror than the sort that you sort of get nowadays in modern horror, where there's like a CGI monster and it's all really clean and perfect, and it doesn't leave anything to the imagination. It's like it's holding your hand and saying, look, there it is. Whereas this one's just leaving you in the dark and going, there's something out there.
I don't know where I just can't. You see anything out there?
I'm looking.
It reminded me of Gaspar Noé's first feature film as well, where there's a bit about like just over an hour in or something, like a warning comes up on screen and says like, warning, something disgusting's going to happen, so if you can't hack it, leave now. And like those that don't leave afterwards go, that wasn't even, I don't even get why that warning was there, it was unnecessary, it wasn't that disturbing at all. And it's like the whole purpose of that is to stop the film and make you think, what could be so disturbing that this warning needs to be here? So it's not about what happens after that, it's about where it's driven your mind. What it's done is make you face your darkest thoughts and confront your own darkness. And I think that's sort of what happens here. I think it kind of amplifies fears that you already have by just suggesting things and then making you sit there and think and stew on it.
Know what I saw. I saw a monster, and it's out there right now.
And I think this film does that really well, and that's a really effective horror in that way. Because it doesn't have to all make sense, and it doesn't have to all fit together, it just has to mess with you in a way, and this definitely does that. And another way it does it is that each section seems to have a sense missing, if that makes sense. Like some of the sections are just like audio, some phone calls or audio or text on the screen, so there's always something missing. You might have text on the screen and you're putting all the sounds and the images there, or you're hearing someone explaining the story, and your mind is filling in the gaps and making like the idea of sort of a folk demon that isn't shown properly but is explained differently by different people, and then that you build a picture of that in your own head, which is going to be, obviously you're going to project your fears onto that, and what the story itself is scary already, but then you're going to put, well, what else done that not intentionally, but somewhere deep down, something's saying, you know what else is scary? Really small eyes. That's what it's got. So that's going to scare you. And the truth of it all is just is up in the air all the time. Or, well, it's in Wisconsin, I guess. I don't know.
That's where the WAMD steps in, working diligently to keep tabs on these strange phenomena and prevent potential disruptions to daily life.
It reminded me of this YouTube channel called Cyrax and Flyrax that I used to watch, and it was another where I had no idea what it even was or is. I don't know if it still exists, but this seems to occupy a sort of similar place to it, where it just sort of, you never really see anything, but it's talking about things and it's suggesting things, and I don't know where this has come from, what it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be real? Is it supposed to be a satire? Is it supposed to horrify you? I mean, it does all of those things. But I used to watch it sometimes like late at night, and it would give me proper nightmares because, like I said with this, that it's not coherent. It's like glimpses of nightmares and stuff like that, and you can't, when you get to the end of the video, there's nothing explains it or ties it up or says, it's okay, it was just a story, you can go to sleep now. It doesn't, it just leaves you wide awake with your eyes open, wondering what just happened. You know, it just gives me both those things just give me this feeling that what I'm seeing I shouldn't be seeing, and it should be locked away in a vault somewhere and never looked at. And I don't know how to explain it any more than that. It's just these sorts of things send my brain to a strange place where it's just like, I guess like it's like AI now. I mean, I don't get why people aren't using AI for this, because the AI, you know, when you see AI and someone's suddenly sprouts an extra arm, like that's the sort of thing that I see in my dreams. Like nothing's coherent and everything's fluid. That's how these things make me feel. Like there's no connection, there's no one in charge, and nothing's even necessarily real. Everything can just meld into one or change. Like you can be talking to someone and suddenly you can be talking to your mum and suddenly some of her hair falls out and she's Hulk Hogan. It's that sort of thing where it doesn't make sense, and you have no grasp on it, and your reality is not what you think it is, and that's terrifying. I think that's what it is. That everything that you think is your reality, everything that you're built on is suddenly not there, and it's just chaos and terror. Anyway, that's the Anomalous archive. It's available to watch for free on YouTube. If you like things like Reflections of Evil, Under the Silver Lake, some of Tim and Eric's darker stuff, the work of David Firth, you know, Salad Fingers, that guy. If you like that sort of dark stuff, and what was that Flying Lotus film? He's got a new one coming out. Yeah, I've got to get hold of that. Anyway, link will be in the description as always. We are the Don't Tell Show. If you liked, please subscribe. Tatty bye. Can I disappear? Woo!